this is a difficult thing to do in front of a camera. And actually, I've done this in very large classes, but this is a different thing. And I know that as it matures, be better connections, and she'll be able to go deeper. I'll be able to go deeper, like surrender, because it's all based on surrender. And by the way, channeling can be dangerous. It took me decades to clear this. I went through where I was talking to dead people. I had thoughts, stuff coming in. Oh my God, I was so buried in empathy. I thought it was going to kill me. Can you imagine? Oh yeah, let's be an empath so we can feel other people's emotions and trials and tribulations like it's happening to myself when it's from the outside world. Thank you, Hathor, for the training and shifting that. But it's still difficult shifting my own paradigm here. I did a heftier paradigm shift Sunday. But I have so enjoyed having you here for these last few days. And we're going to be able to go with probably another one tomorrow. And do you need anything from me before we're out of it? Just to know how much I do. I only get her for a few days here and there. She's actually, I'm in a very different part of the country than she is. She needs the sunshine, and I need the mists and the rain. And then, in her very busy schedule, she came up to help me do this so that we could launch this. I believe in what you do. No, you don't. You're living what I'm doing. That's different. It's your core belief. You don't think you believe. You don't believe. You are it. You're living it. And that was one of the reasons why, and you're not the only one, but one of the reasons why is because yours was rapid. Your shifts were really rapid. And you've really, really anchored. And you actually understand some parts of this that others can. And by the way, I have to tell you that in the channel, and I know that she told you what she was doing, she's also going through her records to find ways to interpret. And then she starts bringing words through, and I'm like, hey, wait a minute. What? Give me the film from Dr. Susan. Okay. But that is how this type of thing works. It's we're inside these big, big fields that our auric fields go way out beyond. I wish Bruce Lipton, he used to have it. There used to be an intro by another scientist who had spent like 3 or 4 minutes at the beginning explaining this is your auric field, and that this is the nucleus, actually, the auric field. Thank you, Mr. Castaneda, also on that one. But this is the next level. And by the way, did you know that you're out there energetically about 150 feet gathering subconscious information at about 40,000 whatever increments of information a second. So we stretch far, and I'll tell you that through part of this, I've been, like I said, lucky enough to work with some fabulous people. I've worked with archaeologists who've been in Egypt. I've worked with some of the most wonderful teachers and authors and channels also of our time, and some of the best sound specialists. And it doesn't matter, rock and roll, blues, lay it down, but also people that are working with sonic technology for healing and ascension. And I've got this great store of information. And by the way, I'm in someone else's field here. I have my one of my partners in this endeavor, who's been with me for many years, who's a physicist over here, and I'm sitting in her field. And I also have a shaman from Great Britain who I activated 10 years ago. Hathor says, activate him. I go, I can't activate him without giving the bless. She goes, activate him and let him go home. And it made me really nervous. But, you know, it's like, well, we're never forced, but there's kind of this energy that comes, and so, oh, there's these pathways. So I did it, and, you know, I'll be talking with him, and he's here with me now. 10 years, overnight success, right? Became like a very, very excellent chaos magician, and that's actually working in the field of entanglement, which is another level of physics. And really fabulous, who actually has the ways into some of the mounds and some of the greatest magnetic areas in England, has a way in through the folds to the area where the ancient and shining ones are actually still existing on a plane that's intersecting with us. And that's going to be really fun. They are also part of the netters. They come in from, well, they actually, they were the first ones that were in Lemuria, but they're still in a light field or a mist field, and they live at that plane. And I am going to be doing a great deal of what's going on my page here through interviews with like really great people who are going to bring this channel in. And then I have a friend who plays Dial a Deity and tends to be able to bring in the different segments of the nine and their companions, the masculine, and also can actually bring in Tejote and the Agawad and some of the ancients. And this is the beginning of the structure of the Blue Nile, the mysteries. And we're told it can't be mysterious anymore. It's super hard. It's like, I can only teach it to the ones that are, you're all supposed to have it. You were supposed to have it to begin with. And we're in the photon field, and we can let it go because it's going to be strong enough to raise enough columns on the earth to actually move us back into alignment. And you will speak with the voice of God. Kingdom come. It's going to come through you, come through all of us. We'll get out of the loops of karma, stop playing other people's repetitive scripts, call them people, but the repetitive scripts, they go away, right? They just start melting away.
We can break through them.
And they melt away where they're making you late for things and pushing those buttons, or whether they're sending the same person in another guise for relationship repetition, or the problems with the kids. They all just, you just move your way out of them, right? Through the resonance. It does actually, it's a lot of work, and we are actually having to clear Barbara Handclough, who is a massively fabulous teacher. She's been a great speaker, and one of my mentors. I do her Pleiadian activations, and it works awesome. But now, see, I got off on Barbara, and I'm like in La La Land. What was I saying? Anyway, I'm gonna be bringing this in this way, and through the Facebook. If you type in your questions, Hathor is notorious. It's bad. I'm like not a computer person, and I've got an email. You know, I've got one of my students has been a really wonderful mind. She's a healer and very powerful lady. But I'll get into email her, and the next thing I know, the send button's been pushed in 20 minutes. It's gone, and I'm like, what? And I go in. I finally did find out where I could look to find out what was written in my sent mail, and Hathor is sending, I guess, auto-typed channels to people. So she's likely to answer you. You might get me, you might get her. And I'm out of here.
But the basis of a whole nother segment.
Yeah, check my website to connect with Barbara Handclough or Handclough 2012. She's got some great stuff on her website, and I've got some other people that there'll be links to. There's a huge network out there of very, very, very serious people in this work that are actually affecting change. And if that's what you're looking for in your life, then connecting with your original divine human blueprint is going to do it.